There are two kinds of digital archive. First and foremost, there are those that are located online. If I can start with those. We at Manchester are very fortunate in that the way digital archives work, you have to have a license to be able to access these digital archives. And at Manchester, there's a vast array of digital archives that are accessible to researchers at the university that are made available via the library databases electronic search tool. The other kind of digital archive that is available are those that can be located remotely. These are digital archives that have used digital technologies to create libraries of information that can be located and accessed at various locations across the country. I think there's a great deal of convenience involved in digital archive. As a PhD researcher, the time constraint of the project, the time limit that you have to complete your project, would also, I think, encourage researchers to grab at as much information as they possibly can in the most convenient way possible. And digital archives allow researchers to do that. And I don't think there's any doubt that new forms of material have been made available via digitisation that simply weren't available before. The case in hand being things like newsreels, for example, completely under-researched in the last 20 years simply because they weren't available to historians. However, because they've been digitised, these films are now available to historians, and for the first time they're being taken seriously as historical resources. You are presented with the opportunity to type in a keyword search, but this can return to you absolutely swathes and swathes of information, and that can be problematic. How do I filter through this information? Traditional historians would prefer to maybe to get their hands a little bit dirty, go and explore the archives for themselves, see what else is in there. Now, I fully agree with that as well, and I try and combine both aspects of research within my particular project. However, I would say that digital archives are really convenient in that they can bring all of this information to the computer screen in front of you. It's just then understanding how best to filter that information to ensure that you get what you want from that archive. That's the difficulty. He's very progressive in his attitudes towards digital archives. It's all about what the future can offer, how digitisation is basically broadening the horizons of history, and the need to embrace these new forms of digital technology and the archives that are on offer if we are to continue to produce a high-level academic history that is far-ranging in its research objective and subsequently far-ranging in its research result. The workshop that I'm running for Arts Methods is intended for any researcher interested in expanding how they think about the digital archive, especially what digital archives are out there and available for them to use. But once you've accessed those digital archives, how best to use them, how to optimise your search results within those digital archives.